Welcome back to On Point Haircut Edition. James, what hair we have left? We both got cut.
Yeah, we did. Got it ready. It's going to be, we got a nice stretch of warm weather coming up here in Lexington.
Yeah. Now, is this your Derby due, or will you get it cut one more time before first Saturday of May?
Definitely one more time. Okay. Got I guess 6 weeks from this Saturday.
Yep.
So.
All right. Well, people don't tune in for the haircut. They tune in for picks, I guess. Have a 100-point race. First of those, UAE Derby Spiral and Sunland. And on paper, I'm not over the moon with any of these horses as potential Derby prospects. Maybe Epicaris, maybe the UAE Derby. Someone's really going to have to step up for me to get excited on their Derby implications. But as far as this year goes, hard to argue that anyone who doesn't win one of these races doesn't deserve a shot.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think, you mentioned Epicaris. It's really a chance to see if he's legitimate against better horses, having run in Japan. He's unbeaten. I think clearly their best 3-year-old on dirt. But this will be a class test. And the other horse of real interest is Thunder Snow, just because he was such a good juvenile, at least in his finale, winning a Group 1 race by 5 lengths. And then he came back and made his dirt debut in the Guineas there and rolled, by 5 lengths as well. So he's definitely, I think, got Derby potential. He's Triple Crown eligible if he runs big.
Yeah, he was late nominee. 340 points up for grabs this weekend, 170 in the UAE Derby, 85 each in the Spiral and Sunland. And I believe only Epicaris was actually in one of the bodies of the future wager.
Right.
So a lot of wild cards, some turf pedigree in the Spiral. The Sunland definitely has a hodgepodge of geographic locations. What do you make of the Spiral field?
Well, Spiral Field, just 12 horses. It's really tough, for me to gauge. A lot of turf horses, no real standouts in there. I will say this, Enhance has speed, but he's in post 12, and his stablemate, Fast and Accurate's in post 3, and he's a front runner as well. He broke his maiden wire.
Yeah.
With Kitten's Joy, Enhance, and there's another maybe Bronson. They're all outside posts. I thought Fast and Accurate at 15-1 had a little bit of an interesting look wire to wire.
Yeah, and certainly. Oh, so you think he'll actually be in front of his stablemate?
I do,
Okay.
and I looked at the pace, early pace numbers, and while they're far from stellar, I mean, his 89 E1 last time stacks up well against everybody.
Sure, yeah, well, and I had a little bit of a tweet storm earlier in the week looking at the Spiral, and the speed rating hasn't really held up that well in terms of finding the winner, but I did think it was interesting knowing a full field was coming. I looked at the full field races at Turfway at 1 mile and a 16th and 1 mile and an 1/8, and speed actually does better, which maybe because of the configuration of the track and the big field, that's
Right.
where you're going to have the least amount of trouble. Polytrack Kickback sort of has a reputation, so you might be onto something there at the right price.
You have 2 maker horses that look like the speed to me, and I think the inside one's going to be first and the outside one will be second. So if Enhance had drawn inside, I think he would have gone first. But I do think Fast and Accurate. I don't think Alvarado is going to be looking to go doing each of the maker horses into the ground.
Yeah. Any thoughts on Sunland?
Sunland, I like Bronze Age for Baffert. Been a tough, period with Mastery. The biggest blow for sure. But then American Anthem ran terrible last week. So I think this Mine Chef Colt could be pretty nice, and I think he's got a chance to run a big race on the front end.
Now, if I see that Baffert's at Sunland, that he made it there after Arrogate and Dubai on Saturday, I'll get really excited because that means he must think he has a winner. But
I do think there's something, though. You made the tweet this week about how the all others in the final pool of the Derby Future Wager could take more action than usual. Usually, bettors overlook it in the final pool because these horses are so well defined. But you might be onto something whereby, hey, that's going to be coming up here before the final round of preps, and
Right.
It's really a wide open year.
yeah, and I mean, there's horses I'm seeing pointing for these races that are only allowance winners now, and
Right.
when you can only put 23 in the body, you're going to have a lot of shots in the prep races. Now, whether or not they win remains to be seen. But I mean, I think of a horse like Danza. Just 3 years ago, won the Arkansas Derby at a huge price. We know Pletcher can move up with the allowance horses. Maybe they don't win the Derby, but just getting in the gate with a nice price gives you some options on Derby Day.
He ran third in the Derby.
And is that next week or the week after?
I think it's next week.
Okay,
so
we won't talk about that because I'll be at the Horse Player World Series. Vance will be at the Louisiana Derby. You're going to have to recruit Steve Pallardy or something.
I'll find somebody to fill in.
He'll give you a Gunnavera in the Florida Derby maybe or something. But
And Gervin in the Louisiana Derby.
I like it. All right. Well, find someone else then. We already know his picks. But yeah, James will figure something out for next week. You can do Turf Talk with Vance earlier in the week, though. But yeah, tune in for Vance being live at Louisiana. I'll be in Vegas.
And Ed will be at the Spiral this Saturday, too.
That's right. Yeah, I'll be at the Spiral tomorrow. You're going to Arkansas in a few weeks. So a lot of good coverage coming up. Hopefully we have some winners this week. Good luck.